Hey all you horror fans and horror geeks, welcome to the Chop Block, the only block where the horror community can come together to sit back, relax, and enjoy the genre. I'm your host, Ashton Austin, and I hope you'll chill with me as I dive into cinema's most unique genre, providing screams and scares for decades. So to all my final boys and of course my final girls, grab your coat hangers, grab your knives, and of course your guns. Because I hate to be the one to tell you this, but you're next on the Chop Block.
Welcome back to the Chop Block. Today we will be taking a magical adventure through the 100-Acre Woods, where dreams become new and miracles become true. With friends like Pooh, Owl, Piglet, and Tigger, we are sure to embark on a bloody thriller. Viewer discretion is advised, because I can assure this is not Disney story time. I warned you, didn't I? What the freak? Welcome back to the Chop Block. Today, we are ranking the Twisted Childhood universe. That consists of the Winnie the Pooh films, Peter Pan Neverland Nightmare, Bambi The Reckoning, and we got more coming up, honestly. But right now, we're just gonna rank the few that we have. I absolutely enjoy this universe. I know it's an acquired taste, but it is a taste we have acquired here on the Chop Block, alright? Sometimes your horror movies need a little bit of fairy tale seasoning, and I be all down. So if it's not your cup of tea, just move on. You ain't gotta tell me in the comment, I didn't make the movie. You ain't gotta tell me Pooh should have never been a horror movie. I don't care. With that being said, let's get into it. Okay, when you're talking about the Twisted Childhood universe, you're talking about Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey, Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey 2, Peter Pan's Neverland Nightmare, and Bambi The Reckoning from what I can recall. It all started with Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey, which is by far the worst movie of the universe, which is why we're starting with it. Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey is an inspired idea, but it is hardly executed well in any form or fashion. Besides, I want to say, number one, the score is absolutely sensational. I love what Andrew Scott Bell did with the score.
Silly old bear, you're the best bear in all the world. Nothing can split us up. I'll never leave you. Never, I promise. We'll grow old together.
Many people don't give him his credit because most of the acting is pretty subpar, but I also appreciate the original Christopher Robin and Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey 1, although now Scott Chambers, who we get along the line, is just absolutely phenomenal. That's his role right there. He's really good as Chris Robin. The story isn't memorable. The characters aren't memorable. I remember names because I do this, but there is nothing memorable in the first Blood and Honey film, from, some of the big kill scenes to some of the smaller kill scenes to character interactions to even the setting. It just all feels small, it all feels rushed, but most importantly, it feels boring. And then when you get to the character designs of Pooh and Piglet, I get it. You wanna create that line and definitely separate yourself. I don't want Winnie the Pooh out there pantsless in a red shirt, looking like the friendly Winnie the Pooh, smiling and everything, but he just killing. But this design still was not good. And a lot of this is to blame on budget, because as we saw in that second Blood and Honey film, I really love the second Blood and Honey film. When we get to it, I'm gonna rave about it, because there was so much improvement in everything that I'm dragging right now. And here's the thing. Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey went viral without a doubt. It was a viral film on a small budget, and it garnered a sequel because they made enough money to say we are making a sequel. And I love that. I love that the creativeness and just, listen, the Twisted Childhood universe has garnered such a cult following. I mean, people are really starting to follow these movies. So, you just got to give a big round of applause for taking the bad press and making some good out of it. Because now, Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey 1 got like a 3% on Rotten Tomatoes. Rest of their films are like in the 60s or the 50s, which is a huge improvement, number one. Like huge improvement. It's got like a 1 on IMDb and a 1 on Letterboxd. So yeah, the first Winnie the Pooh it's just not a good film. It's really not. But the premise is interesting enough. It was hooking enough. It was outrageous enough for people to say, can they make a good Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey? And boom, here we are. Now, when you go to third place in the Twisted Childhood universe, you're not talking about Winnie anymore. You are talking about Bambi. I'm putting Bambi The Reckoning in third place. It is my most recent watch of the Twisted Childhood universe. You can go watch that over there on the channel. Hit the like button, leave a comment, do all that special stuff I need you to do. You should be hitting the like button, leaving a comment, and subscribing to this video. But see, I don't never like to do what I ask for.
Ashton react to this, Ashton react to that.
Nobody do what I ask for. Shucks.
Now I'm getting a water break.
But yes, I'm putting Bambi The Reckoning in third place. Bambi The Reckoning is a pretty solid film. It's got good acting. For what they had to do with the Bambi CGI, I thought the CGI held up very solid in this film for the majority of it. But kind of like the first Blood and Honey, the world feels small, the setting feels small. I don't like the setup or the payoff. I love the ending. The ending is beautiful. But other than that, it just feels like a quick rush. And when you talk about Bambi The Reckoning, we don't get a lot of information like we would our main characters in Peter Pan and of course Blood and Honey. We don't get a lot of background, maybe some exposition, maybe just a slightly longer build up to the ensuing mayhem that was about to occur. It all just kind of happens. So that is where Bambi The Reckoning goes wrong for me. I enjoyed the kills. I really enjoyed the kills in this film. There are some moments where it's lacking realism and they just don't explain things, like the house explosion with the grandma. Maybe she made it out the house already. The grandmother's survival, is one of those moments where like, okay, radio silence, did you break in to make Bambi The Reckoning? Because if you look at Scream 6, and I love Scream 6. Where's Scream 6 at? Scream 6 right here. But if you look at Scream 6, there are people just get mutilated beyond repair and paper cut. Paper cut. So if Granny was in there during that explosion and then walked at least half a mile through the woods to make it to the climax of the film to shoot one of the villains, Granny Ex Machina, I mean, that was kind of wild to me. Other than really the rushed story and some of the, let's say, stupid moments, I'll just call them stupid moments, Bambi's a very good story. It has a very good theme to it. I think it has a beautiful ending. I think there are some unexpected twists that one will come to enjoy. But after seeing Peter Pan Neverland Nightmare, which I'm putting in second because we're moving on to that, Bambi just feels like, you kind of took your foot off the gas a little bit, jagged edge. But now when you talk about Peter Pan's Neverland Nightmare, now boy did I have a blast with that. memorable final girl, memorable characters all around. Peter, as memorable as they come. Timmy Bell, if y'all ain't watched my video.
There's no need to be frightened.
Yes, there is. Timmy Bell, go on somewhere if you ain't gonna be noble, Timmy Bell. See, I can already recall names of this in this movie. You know, the people in this movie. That's what a good movie should do to you. You should be able to remember the people that were in this movie, remember certain sequences, like the back of your hand. That's what a good movie does. And here's the thing, I've only watched Peter Pan Neverland Nightmare once, and the once was with you guys. So, me remembering all that is just how memorable the movie was. I think it starts off perfectly with the backstory. Come to find out, that's Hook. It starts off with a certain level of brutality as well that I really like. The family is great. You're getting a cameo, well, not really a cameo, but you're finally getting some of the connections of the Poohniverse multiverse, with the therapist being the mother, Wendy Darling, Michael. All those two are great. Great sibling connection off the bat. Mike is a young protagonist you can root for. Wendy is a final girl you just come to love. I mean, I don't know about y'all, but I really was enjoying Wendy in Peter Pan's Neverland Nightmare, and I was rooting for her the whole way. She's a badass final girl, and they did mostly, but just about everything right in this movie. Now, an explanation you could ask for is Peter supernatural? Because he did start flying. We don't know if Peter is supernatural or not. He started floating, levitating. So it's like, is Peter supernatural or not? When you talk about the interesting and intriguing storytelling of Peter picking some kids that are not special enough to go to Neverland, which is, I assume, just killing them, you start to wonder and you start to look at the psychology of Peter Pan and what exactly is wrong with him. Like, he let Timmy live, he kept Hook alive. I don't think Mike and his friend were about to live, but you definitely want to wonder why let Timmy live and become Tinkerbell and keep him coked up, and occasionally you want to kiss him and whatnot, or why let Hook live and keep him chained down there? And he was creating Neverland. What made you say these kids are special enough to be the characters from Neverland? I would like to see more explanation in that, which tells me that there could be a higher force when you are thinking about Peter Pan's Neverland Nightmare. All the kills in Peter Pan's Neverland Nightmare are imaginative. I mean, every single sequence, I think they're all memorable, especially the school bus sequence with the kids, and not necessarily showing the gruesomeness like some people would have decided to. I'm talking about you, Damien! But using a scene a couple minutes later to confirm the horrors that did happen on that bus. We don't know if he kidnapped them or what. Then you get the scene at the house and the whole bus is dead.
Sit down.
Michael's friends. They found their school bus, but they found the kids in the woods.
Just... No, he's not. John. It's okay. Okay.
Yeah. And it's like, it's jaw-dropping. It's like, whoa, he killed all of them. He didn't take none of them. Just love of the game, killed them. So yeah, there are just memorable moments all throughout Peter Pan's Neverland Nightmare, and it's very well casted. It is so well casted, in my opinion. I can't think of a single actor or actress who held this film back in any capacity. But now, number one in the TCU is that Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey 2. Cinema. Cinema, cinema, cinema. Blood and Honey 2 makes a bold move, and they just say, screw all of this, and they recast the whole damn universe, okay? They recast the whole universe. They put the first film as a movie inside of the universe, and it could have been planned. We never know. See, we can't say they just did it all because the first film was bad. We don't know what the planning is. A lot of people plan out these stories. If that was planned, then good move for them. But they make the first film a film inside of the film, okay, which negates all the terrible things that happened in the first film. But the first film is still a film that was released commercially here in our real lives. So it is still a film in this universe, but it negates the horridness of that first film to a degree while still keeping the events intact. You've got a better Chris Robin and Scott Chambers. You've got better characters supporting him, like the Lexi character, the best friend character, the little sister Bunny. The parents are great. The friends here, all the friends, they're pretty good characters. The rave scene is so memorable. Tigger is memorable. Owl is memorable. Piglet was not. That's sometimes how it goes. Piglet was a star in Blood and Honey 1. If there's anything to remember from Blood and Honey 1, is Piglet. But Piglet was not, and that is okay at times. But Blood and Honey 2 just feels like a grander film. Especially if you're still thinking about the first Blood and Honey 1 and going to see Blood and Honey 2. And the models, the creatures, their models are very good in this movie. It's just not somebody in a mask. It's an actual bear. It's an actual tiger. It's an actual owl. There are effects there now. The kills, and they're just brutal. They are just brutal slashers. And then the twist was excellent. I mean, an excellent twist, an excellent way to ground this franchise in reality a bit and use a little bit of science. You kind of shift to horror science fiction instead of supernatural, where we just got animals who can live and now be rabid. No, these were kids, kidnapped kids. They're angry. They're feral. They were killed by the man who combined their genetics with animals because he thought it was eat or be eaten. And then the scene with the custodian from the hospital was powerful. So I mean, Blood and Honey 2, just all in all, just one of their, you could tell there was some effort that went into this one. I mean, just some of their best work. Well, in my opinion, their best work. I know some people will disagree with me. I know there are some that love Peter Pan's Neverland Nightmare. You got your Bambi fans out there. You got the creeps and the weirdos who just absolutely are gonna say Blood and Honey 1 is their favorite, and side-eye. And that's all we're gonna do. No, you're not a creep and a weirdo. Well, not a creep, but you're weird. So that is my ranking, guys. Blood and Honey 2, Peter Pan's Neverland Nightmare, Bambi The Reckoning, and Blood and Honey. I do hope you guys enjoyed this little ranking. I know I wasn't as detailed. I normally write scripts when I rank stuff and do tons of behind the scenes and tons of stuff, but I'm just going to wait for Pinocchio and Poohniverse, and then I'm going to write us a big, grander script where we really break down this stuff and get into the making of these films. Alright, y'all, let's get to the outro. I want to thank you guys for coming through to watch this ranking video and just, chill with me and vibe here. That's just all we do here. We vibe on the chop block and we have a good time. Oh, look at that. Y'all see the way I rearranged the room? If you look real closely at the Wednesday portrait, you can see me. Hi, me. But yeah, I want to thank y'all for coming through to chill with me. And as always, I'll see you guys next time on the chop block.